what makes you interested in Uttarakhand PCS?
What do you understand by cultural relativism?
उत्तराखंड में पंच प्रयाग काफ़ी फेमस है। कौन कौन से हैं 5?
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Saurabh, comfortable है?
Yes, sir.
You want your interview in Hindi or English?
Sir, English.
English. So please introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, I'm Saurabh Kumar. I've done my schooling in Chandigarh from Manamangal High School. Post that, I've done my graduation in mechanical engineering also, that too from Chandigarh in BTech. And post that, sir, I've been into preparing my civil service examination. And ma'am, while doing my civil service examination, I've also opted for MA in sociology, and I've done my MA in sociology.
Okay.
Apart from that, sir, my father is a retired officer, and sir, my hobbies are playing cricket, and lately I've not been playing cricket, but I've been watching cricket.
Acha. So Saurabh, you completed your engineering in 2018,
Yes,
and
sir.
that too from a good college, Punjab Engineering College. Which stream?
So mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. Then why you didn't pursue a career in mechanical?
Sir, initially when I entered in my graduation, so I was having an outlook towards mechanical engineering. But while studying mechanical engineering, there were certain subjects like humanities in which I was introduced to economics and sociology. And from there onwards, I saw my brother also preparing civil services. So it just instilled a confidence in me that probably I'm suited better for civil services. And so I thought of doing my...
Okay. But now when you look in the hindsight,
Yes.
so do you feel that was it a very wise decision? Because it's now 2024. You completed your engineering in 2018.
Sir, I think a lot of progress that we do in life is based not just in terms of economic value or in terms of monetary value that we gain. A lot of things we instill is because of the knowledge, the things that we are not aware as an engineer, a lot of things that go into our lives, which includes a lot of domains, be it international relations and all type of things. I think I've lately gained a lot while pursuing my civil service examination, so I don't regret
Do you
it. Sir.
think one should not have a plan B while pursuing plan A?
Sir, I definitely agree with you. One should have a plan B in according to the fact that since we have been moving towards revolutions like artificial intelligence, and nature of jobs and careers are very dynamic.
So what
it's up
what
to
is your plan B?
So my plan B is basically I did my sociology so that I can lately go into humanities and be into stream of teaching or any sort of thing which lately domains me in the
Okay,
form.
and what makes you interested in Uttarakhand PCS?
Sir, to be very honest, I went into, since I am in preparation, I am into preparation. Not initially I was not inclined towards Uttarakhand PCS. It was that while I was looking after plan B, so a lot of civil service examination I've been giving. So Uttarakhand is one of them. But last but not the least, sir, it's not that it is the last option, but it is one of the areas of serve, be it Uttarakhand or be it any.
So you don't have any affiliation as such for Uttarakhand, right? Any state would have been
Sorry, sir,
same.
I'd like to differ that on you. Sir, it's not about affiliation for a particular state or any particular thing. The affiliation is basically towards civil service. That is, I can serve anywhere, where I'm posted or in any domain.
Okay. Saurabh, these days a lot of talk is about electric vehicles.
Yes.
So many people say that yes, electric vehicles are pollution free. But as a mechanical engineer, tell me, are they really pollution free?
Sir, in terms of electric vehicles, they're basically characterized by the electricity that you use. Now, based on that electricity, how that electricity is produced, if it's produced using green energy, for example, if we talk about green hydrogen or other types of, wherein the process is basically renewable, the electricity that we are making is renewable, then it can be classified as a renewable source. But sir, if that same electricity is produced, say nuclear or say from thermal power plants, then yes, it is not completely a renewable source, sir. It is basically emitting pollution indirectly, but yes, it is contributing.
Okay, which is the scheme for promotion of electric vehicles?
Sir, before 2019, there was a FAME scheme which was launched by Ministry of Petroleum. There was another version of FAME 2, but this March in 2024, it was discontinued. And ma'am, another policy that was introduced in March 2024. It is a recent policy in March 2024 only, wherein we have reduced the import duty to just 15%, and we are calling and asking for companies
What's the name of that policy?
Sir, name of that policy is EV Policy 2024, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, thank you.
Saurabh.
Yes.
Saurabh, as you have done masters in sociology, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have already completed,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And you did it from?
I'm Indira Gandhi National Open University.
Okay, IGNOU.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, what do you understand by cultural relativism?
Ma'am, cultural relativism is basically a form of studying. It's a form of studying sociology, or we can study anthropology also from this perspective. You see, it basically gives importance to study culture, to study or understand one's culture as superior or as relatively advanced or developed with respect to other culture. So basically, ma'am, here the focus is on looking after or looking inwards into one's culture with respect to another culture. So there's a sort of comparison. For example, ma'am, if we talk about say Indian culture, and if we compare it to Western culture, and we go on do a lot of studies into that, considering Indian culture having certain habits which may be more superior or than other cultures, then we can say that this is cultural relativism.
Saurav, then what is ethnocentrism?
Ma'am, ethnocentrism, it's a similar concept, but I think the degree of looking inwards or focusing on certain ethnicity is more in ethnocentricity.
Then what is xenocentrism?
Ma'am, I've read it, xenocentrism as well. I'm not able to recall it right
You
now.
look into what is cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is something absolutely opposite what you said.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Cultural relativism, what we know, what we have studied, is actually looking into one's culture from their perspective itself.
Yes, ma'am, you are right. Actually, I messed it up. Yes, you are right, ma'am.
You look into it.
Thank you.
Anyways, what is this Nazul land?
Ma'am, Nazul land, it's basically news in Uttarakhand recently. Nazul land is basically that land wherein until it is basically in realm of government only. It's basically a government land only, and it is being given on lease to certain parties until unless a claim is made. That's what I am able to recall.
Okay. And what was the reason for Haldwani violence?
Ma'am, it was this. There were certain buildings, or in terms we can say there were certain encroachments on this land when the government wanted the land to be evacuated, and so there was an evacuation drive that was being held. So it was regarding that.
Okay. Where do we find Meitei and Kuki tribes?
Meitei and Kuki tribes, ma'am, in Manipur, and in other parts of Northeast as well, but they are mainly located in Manipur.
So what was the issue there? Why the strife went violent?
Ma'am, as far as I recall, basically Manipur area is basically it's into two parts. One is the valley part, another is the hill. The tribe that is dominated by the valley, that is dominated by Meitei tribes, as well as the hills are dominated by Kuki tribes. So recently there was this article 342 wherein it was said that to include certain sections into scheduled tribe population which were being opposed by the other group, and the inclusion into scheduled tribe list is, as far as I can recall, is the.
What is this sixth schedule of the constitution?
Ma'am, sixth schedule is basically it's a special provision given to the schedule. Ma'am, may I take a second to recall like that?
Yes.
Ma'am, basically sixth schedule is basically wherein we give certain protection to tribal people, and that protection is in a form of autonomy, wherein there are certain laws of the central government that are being applicable to all other parts of India. But there are certain states, there are 4 states in sixth schedule, which are Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. In these 4 states, all the central laws are not applicable. However, governor can, if he or she wants, they can apply certain laws. But if these laws are being ratified by autonomous councils, autonomous councils and district councils, if they propose and ratified by governor, they can be applied.
Fine. So Uttarakhand tribes, there are tribes, good number of tribes in Uttarakhand also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Uttarakhand is also a hilly state. So why not this schedule applies on Uttarakhand?
Ma'am, basically for that, may I take a second to go with to try and elucidate 5th schedule so that we can understand this. Ma'am, basically there were 2 schedules, 5th and 6th schedule. In 5th schedule, we have 10 states, and we have other states where we talk about scheduled areas and scheduled tribes and tribal areas. Ma'am, in these states, there are certain rights of tribal people, but the whole state is not tribal. Only some pockets are tribal. Whereas in 6th schedule, majority of the population in tribal, and the autonomy is greater. In terms of in particularly Uttarakhand, ma'am, although we have a lot of areas, but the total population, first of all, a sociologically that I can recall is most of the tribes. For example, if you talk about Tharu tribes or this Raji tribe, this Bhotia tribes.
Let it be. After applying these schedule, are the tribes safe and secure?
Ma'am, if we compare to the independence level, and wherein we were a lot of underdeveloped, in that sense, we have come a long way. We have given them a lot of autonomy, wherein they can use tax their own lands, they can manage their own resources, and apart from that, they can have their own customary laws. But, ma'am, all that is said, there are certain areas wherein if we can we can give more focus.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
सौरभ,
Yes.
क्रिकेट आपने बोला खेल नहीं पाते हैं आजकल,
Yes, sir.
है ना, लेकिन देख रहे हैं।
Yes, sir.
किस नंबर का आईपीएल चल रहा है इस समय?
Sir, I cannot I can count and tell, sir, but
हाँ हाँ, गो ऑन।
sir, if I'm not wrong, it's 17th IPL.
17। अच्छा, लोकसभा इलेक्शन चल रहे हैं,
Yes, sir.
ये किस नंबर के हैं?
Sir, 18th Lok Sabha.
18। ओके। अच्छा, T20 वर्ल्ड कप भी होने वाला है,
Yes, sir.
है ना, वो किस नंबर का है, कब होगा, किस ईयर में?
Sir, it's going to held this year only. But
2024?
I'm not sure about the number, sir.
नंबर नहीं, अच्छा, मतलब केवल मनोरंजन के लिए, एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए ना?
Sir, as and when I get time, yes, I do. The
हाँ,
first thing that comes to my mind is cricket.
अच्छा अच्छा, चलिए बताइए, उत्तराखंड में पंच प्रयाग काफ़ी फेमस है,
Yes, sir.
कौन कौन से हैं 5?
Yes, sir. Sir, if I can start from north.
Yeah.
Sir, Vishnu Prayag, Nand Prayag, Karn Prayag, Rudra Prayag, and Dev Prayag.
गुड। इनसे रिलेटेड जो रिवर्स हैं उनका नाम बता सकते हैं?
Yes, sir. Sir, this for the first Prayag, Vishnu Prayag is formed by Dhauli Ganga and Alaknanda. Then Nandagini and Alaknanda forms Nand Prayag. Then Karn Prayag is formed by Pendar and Alaknanda. Then Mandakini and Alaknanda forms Rudra Prayag, and Bhagirathi and Alaknanda forms
गुड।
Dev Prayag.
अच्छा, एक मैती मूवमेंट काफ़ी
Yes, sir.
चर्चा में रहता है, ये मैती मूवमेंट क्या है?
Sir, Methi in local language, as we say, Methi is a word for mica, and this movement was started by. I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall that person. But that movement focused on the fact that it's basically an environmental movement, wherein the focus was that whenever a woman and she was about to get married, so there was this focus area was that whenever she used to get married, a plant will be given to that she will plant in her mica, and whenever the husband and the lady, they gift that plant to that in a mica, they will take care of that plant. And with time, sir, this movement gained a lot of traction, and this was basically an idea so that everybody is involved into this practice of environmental conservation, because if we can relate what actually is basically if we can incorporate environmental activities in our daily life only, that is marriages are usually happening every time, so this is basically a try to save environment, sir.
एनवायरनमेंट, गुड। अच्छा, एक व्यक्ति हैं कालू मेहरा,
Yes, sir.
इनको आप थोड़ा, इनके बारे में थोड़ा ब्रीफ करिए। कालू मेहरा
Okay, sir.
उत्तराखंड के, और जो नेशनल मूवमेंट चला उस दौरान के हैं।
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
अच्छा, इनको रिकॉल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। अच्छा, चंद्र सिंह गहड़वाली, इनसे एक पेशावर इंसिडेंट जुड़ा हुआ है, इसको थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ करिए।
Sorry, sir.
इसको ब्रीफ नहीं कर, चलिए। अच्छा, ट्रीटी ऑफ सुगौली,
Yes.
से समथिंग अबाउट ट्रीटी ऑफ सुगौली।
Sir, it was between then administered area of Uttarakhand, which was built by British government, and in the then Nepal Gorkhas. And in 1814, this treaty was signed between.
In 1814 treaty was signed.
I'm sorry, sir. I think 1814 war was there, and in 1815 it was.
Okay, continue.
So it demarcated the area between the two, between Britishers as well as Gorkhas. That's what I can recall it right now.
Current issue in about Sugauli treaty.
Sir, if I may take a guess, so is it about the Kali River?
Yeah.
So basically, Kali River is a transboundary river, and it basically forms the so-called border between Uttarakhand and Nepal. The dispute is regarding the from where to demarcate the area. For example, the Nepal considers the western boundary as the actual boundary, and wherein the India considers the eastern boundary. And actually, sir, another thing is that the boundary, since the river is notorious for changing its course again and again, so from where it starts, Nepal also considers it starts from a certain point. India considers start from another point, which is also a source of concern.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन, डोलापाल की मूवमेंट क्या था?
I'm sorry, sir. Not aware.
सौरभ,
Yes, sir.
अभी अगर हम अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संबंधों को देखें तो ये
Sorry, sir. I didn't hear. Sir.
हाँ, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संबंधों की बात हो रही है। तो मुझे ये बताइए कि अभी जो इजराइल और हमास के बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चल रहा है उसमें भारत का क्या स्टैंड है?
Sir, India follows a dehyphenated policy, wherein we say that we follow an independent and individual policy with both the nations independent. That is, we have a separate relations with Israel, as well as we maintain our independent and separate relations with this Palestinian
Palestine.
Authority. So we don't our policy in one
where is Palestinian Authority based?
sir, West Bank. Sir.
The name of the place in West Bank, where?
So may I take a second?
Yes.
Sir, exactly. I'm
Okay, no problem. Tell me why and how the Houthi rebels are involved in this conflict.
Sir, Houthi rebels, they are basically allegedly our sources, and they derive their power from Iran, and Iran has certain proxies as claimed by Israel. For example, Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and this Hamas. So basically, in this rebel, Israel, it alleges that it's not Iran is not directly involved, rather it actually uses this proxy
Okay.
into the war.
So US has launched a mission to protect the cargo ships in the Red Sea region. Can you tell me the name of that mission?
Sir, Operation Prosperity Guard.
Prosperity Guardian,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So when this conflict broke out in India, so there was this evacuation mission conducted by India, which was called what?
Sir, I know it, but I'm not able to recall.
ठीक है, no need to worry. Recently, there has been many cases of forest fire in Uttarakhand. So, what are the main reasons behind that?
Sir, if we go by what Indian Meteorological Organization says about it, so 90% of the forest fires that are caused are basically, sir, of the anthropogenic origin. That is, they are caused by man, and it's not that they are caused by man directly. They can be caused indirectly as well. For example, they must be.
So, what is this forest lines? There's something called forest
Yes,
lines.
sir.
What are these?
So forest lines are basically they're basically a method of separating a certain tract of land from other tract of land by.
So, how it helps?
Sir, it basically helps by the continuation of the forest is like broken down. The fire does
So the fire will not spread.
It will not spread, sir.
Fine. ठीक है. Final question to you, Saurabh. Let us suppose that you are inducted into the services, right? Now you need to make a selection, and you have conducted all the tests, but still you find two people equal on all the fronts. Like they have equal talent, equal merit, everything is equal, right? So only differentiating factor is one person belongs to Uttarakhand, the other person is coming from outside. Okay, so one is outsider, one is local. That is the only criteria you have. So how you will decide between the two, and whom will you choose and why?
So for that, first of all, I need certain parameters to know the case more. For example, in case of what kind of job or what kind of job role am I looking into? Secondly, what are the
nature of work is such where there can be a conflict of interest.
It's a conflict of interest between
like if the person belongs to that area.
Sir, I think the decision should always be, sir, in terms of, if I can say, jurisprudence, there's a concept of proven innocent until proven guilty. Sir, with that sense, I'll say it's not, it won't be right actually to just demarcate a person as, since he belongs to Uttarakhand, that whether he or she will be definitely involved in the conflict of interest. For that, a lot of steps, I think we can go for.
So whom will you choose?
Sir, I'll conduct certain tests.
More tests, and after that also like both are equal. Then what?
So there must be certain parameter for which they can be judged. I think every person is unique in some sense or the other.
Okay, Saurabh. So your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. May I come in, sir?
Please come in. Please take your seat. Saurabh, this will be your first interview in Uttarakhand?
Yes, sir.
And any other state where you have given interviews?
Sir, in Haryana PC.
In Haryana. How was it?
So it was like average.
Average. How much did you score?
So I got 40,
40 out of
75.
75.
The
Okay.
highest score was 48, I guess.
Okay, so decent enough, no?
It was actually, sir, in the end, they asked me what I'm doing like right now. So I said UPSC. Then they asked me the number of attempts in UPSC. So I was able to give the maximum age and number of attempts of
Right.
UPSC. But then they asked subsequently for Haryana also,
Right.
which I wasn't aware how many attempts Haryana has.
Mhm.
And what is the maximum age in which Haryana you can give exam. So
Okay.
there they created certain bubble. So
ठीक है सौरभ, see you are a good candidate, right? No doubt about it. You have scored decently there, and I'm sure कि on a good day you can score much higher. Okay. The only thing is that sometimes with good confidence, it's a very like tightrope walk between confidence and overconfidence. So we should not be giving any impression that we are all overconfident. Nobody likes it. तो ये अब प्रॉब्लम होती है कि जो लोग कॉन्फिडेंट होते हैं, दे आर श्योर अबाउट देयर एबिलिटीज़ एंड ऑल, तो समटाइम्स वो कॉन्फिडेंस मतलब दूसरों को थोड़ा सा ऐसा लग सकता है कि ये मतलब कहीं बॉर्डर लाइन ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस तो नहीं है, राइट? तो स्पेशली इंटरव्यू इज़ एन अनइक्वल कम्युनिकेशन, तो यू नीड टू बी एक्स्ट्रा पोलाइट, एक्स्ट्रा हम्बल विद द बोर्ड, ठीक है? वो आपके फ़ायदे में ही है, राइट? और ये क्या होता है, ये हमारे मतलब उससे नहीं कि हम उनको कुछ डिसरिस्पेक्ट कर रहे हैं, बट द वे वी आर आंसरिंग क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है, द वे वी आर मे बी सेइंग फ्यू थिंग्स ना, उससे ये कन्वे होता है, ठीक है? तो वो थोड़ा सा ऐसी चीज़ है जो हम लोग को लगा कि आप थोड़ा सा कोशिश कर सकते हैं कि ऐसा कोई इंप्रेशन गलती से भी ना क्रिएट हो, ठीक है? नाउ यू नीड टू गिव शॉर्ट आंसर्स, टू द पॉइंट आंसर्स,
Yes.
ठीक है? योर आंसर्स आर काइंड ऑफ गेटिंग लॉन्ग,
yes.
ठीक है? तो ऐसा कोई भूमिका नहीं बनानी है, कुछ नहीं है. लिसन वेरी केयरफुली, understand what has been asked, whether you know it or not. If you don't know it, say sorry. Factual question है तो sorry बोलिए, और अगर जानते हैं, ठीक है, तो कॉन्फिडेंटली आंसर करिए. अगर आपको गेस करना है तो भी सीक परमिशन, ठीक है, देन ओनली गेस, ओके? तो सारे आंसर क्वेश्चंस को आंसर करना जरूरी नहीं है. कहीं कहीं ऐसा हुआ कि फॉल्स अटेम्प्ट्स हुए. फॉर एग्जांपल सोशियोलॉजी रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस में पूछा मैम ने कुछ, आपने बताने की कोशिश की, फिर आगे आपने बोला कि मे आई टेक अ फ्यू सेकेंड्स. पॉइंट इज कि अगर आपको समय लेना है तो पहले लेना है, पहले पूछना है, ठीक है, वो बीच में नहीं. और फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन जहाँ भी हो यू कैन से नो, मतलब कि नहीं आता है तो आप सॉरी बोल सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हाँ, जब मेरे से बातचीत हो रही थी बीच बीच में क्या होगा कि आप मैम को एड्रेस कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो मतलब नॉट नीडेड, ठीक है, वो ऑकवर्ड हो जाएगा, उसको अवॉइड करेंगे, राइट? एंड शुरुआत में जब मैंने आपसे पूछा कि मतलब हाँ यूके पीसीएस में क्यों आना चाहते हैं, तो आपने बताया मतलब बहुत ही ऑनेस्ट रीज़न दिया, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, कि मैं तो इतना इंक्लाइंड भी नहीं हूँ और मैं बहुत सारे दे रहा हूँ, ये भी दे रहा हूँ. तो ये ठीक है, ये ऑनेस्टी है, लेकिन मतलब दिस इज़ ऑनेस्टी विच कैन हर्ट, ठीक है, हर्ट यू एंड मतलब हर्ट द फीलिंग्स ऑफ द बोर्ड ऑल्सो, कि वाई वी आर सिटिंग हियर, वाई वी आर इंटरव्यूइंग दिस कैंडिडेट हु इज़ नॉट एट ऑल हैविंग एनी empathy or any kind of emotional connect with the state. तो you have to show ना कि उत्तराखंड इज़ ए यंग स्टेट, आई वॉन्ट टू वर्क हियर, मतलब मैं यहाँ आना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है? तो आप मतलब थोड़ा उससे जो भी चीज़ें जुड़ती हैं, जो भी चीज़ें आप एक कनेक्ट फील करते हैं उत्तराखंड से, वो बताइए वहाँ, ठीक है? तो वो थोड़ा सा आंसर ऐसा था कि एटलीस्ट मतलब ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए कि आई एम नॉट इंक्लाइंड, ठीक है? फिर तो इंटरव्यू का पर्पज़ ही फिनिश हो जाता है ना.
Right.
देन दे विल नॉट बी रॉन्ग इन मे बी नॉट टेकिंग यू, बिकॉज आप खुद ही बता रहे हैं, तो आपको वो ध्यान रखना है, ठीक है? तो स्लिप ऑफ टंग नहीं होना चाहिए. और इसी से क्या होता है कि समटाइम्स दे मे थिंक कि यू आर एरोगेंट, ठीक है, जो इंप्रेशन आप नहीं देना चाहते और नहीं है, ठीक है ना? थोड़ा सा आई कॉन्टैक्ट भी में भी मुझे लगा कि यू कैन वर्क ऑन इट. मेंटेन आई कॉन्टैक्ट विद द पर्सन यू आर टॉकिंग टू, ठीक है? मेरे साथ बात हो रही है, मेरे साथ रखेंगे, मैम के साथ, ठीक है, और सर के साथ, ऐसे.
But sir, in some of the like
अगर आंसर्स आपके लंबे होते हैं, कोशिश करना है आंसर्स लंबे इतने हो ही ना, ठीक है? अगर हो रहे हैं तो एक आध ग्लांस बस, ठीक है, बट बहुत मैकेनिकल नहीं कि पहले देखा फिर ऐसे, ठीक है? तो वो जितना नेचुरल रहेंगे उतना अच्छा है. इसके अलावा थिंग्स आर इन ऑर्डर, यू नो अबाउट द स्टेट, यू हैव जनरल आइडिया अबाउट द करंट अफेयर्स, व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग, ठीक है, आपके ओपिनियन भी अच्छे हैं. हाँ, लास्ट में कोई सिचुएशन वाली क्वेश्चन आए और ऐसा कुछ पूछा जाए ओपिनियन वाला ना, तो टेक ए स्टैंड, ठीक है, मैंने तो थोड़ा सा आपको हिंट भी दिया कि हाँ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी हो सकता है उसमें, तो आप बोल सकते हैं कि सर ऐसा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट होगा जो मुझे लगे कि मतलब मे बी वो लोकल कैंडिडेट होने से और बढ़ जाएगा या वो उसको वो हैंडल करने में दिक्कत आएगी, तो फिर अगर सारे पैरामीटर बराबर हैं तो मे बी मतलब आई कैन गिव प्रेफरेंस टू द आउटसाइडर। अदरवाइज इन जनरल आई से कि अगर सब कुछ इक्वल है तो लोकल को प्रेफरेंस दी जानी चाहिए। ठीक है, उसमें तो कुछ गलत बात नहीं है। उत्तराखंड स्टेट का सर्विसेज है, वहाँ अगर लोकल को वो वरीयता देते हैं आफ्टर एवरीथिंग इज इक्वल, तो आई थिंक देर इज़ नथिंग रॉन्ग। इट इज़ हाउ यू रीजन इट आउट। लेकिन हाँ, उसको बार बार आप मतलब लगातार कि मान ही नहीं रहेंगे, नहीं सर मैं कुछ और करूँगा कुछ और, तो दैट इज़ इवेजिव। ठीक है, तो इवेट नहीं करना है उसको। आप फिर एक पॉइंट के बाद आप बताते कि मतलब जनरली तो मैं ऐसा नहीं करना चाहूँगा, लेकिन यस अगर इफ दिस इज़ द लास्ट ऑप्शन देन दिस इज़ माई लॉजिक फॉर दिस। ठीक है, इतना करेंगे तो सौरभ इंटरव्यू विल नॉट स्टॉप यू, इनफैक्ट इट विल प्रोपेल यू टू अ गुड रैंक एंड सिलेक्शन। ठीक है, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
Thank you. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.